What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Whiskey Thursday, where we have an awesome guest with us this week, Blake Nubar. Blake,
I almost feel like Blake needs like intro music every once in a while for like really special guests we have.
I usually play it sometime, like when I go live. So it's kind of like it pumps me up. It gets me in the zone.
Yeah. I almost feel like we should have something anyways, but we're super pumped to have you tonight, Blake. A lot of great stuff.
Pleasure's all mine, guys. I'm honored to be on the show.
Awesome. Good stuff. Matt, I'll let you do your thing here just really quickly before we jump in, get started, and talk to Blake about all the amazing things that he has done. I don't think we have any announcements this week, so I don't have a whole lot to talk about. One thing actually that ended up happening this week, and these were orders that came from above to me, was to shut down our master classes and mini courses. So Matt, I've done the job. We've been talking about that for 2 months now. So Blake, just so you're aware of what's going on, we've got a new course that's launching here in the next couple weeks. We're coming out of beta, going into a final third revision now of our product. And one of the things what we've been doing a long time has been building these little mini courses, master classes, mini courses, and then making those available. And it's worked really well, I think, for us as sort of a top of funnel thing. People, buying the content and then, enjoying that content and then jumping into the beta program. But I think we're at a point now where it's like, we've done enough of that. We're shutting them down. They're no longer available. They're only part of our new course. So maybe we can talk to you about some strategies like that and see what's worked for you. And
we didn't tell you that was like the underlying goal here. We're gonna get him on. We're gonna be like, hey, how do we make this happen? No, but for those who don't know who Blake is, Blake, you were a part of one of the, I believe it was the fastest two Comic Club award ever awarded.
Yeah, we did. We did $1 million in 43 days in sales.
Whew. Again, I feel like we need that music.
Right?
I know.
It is insane.
Usually I play Rocky Balboa after I say that.
That's crazy.
All right. If any excuse to upgrade my setup here, like, I'm in. So if we want music next time, all right, we'll make sure next time Blake comes back, we've got some crazy music. And so you created that. And I mean, you can't go into ClickFunnels and ask a question about funnels without your name coming up. Like, just all of a sudden, like, hey, who does ClickFunnels really well? Who builds amazing funnels? Like, who's the best funnel builder? It's just, you're going to see Blake in the comments every single time. If you don't believe me, go there now and check it. You will see it.
It's been a humbling experience, like moving up in the ranks and to really see, like, gaining that type of clout to really like expedite a career. So it's been like a blessing at the same time.
Yeah. So how did you get into just all of a sudden building funnels? Like, tell us a little bit about your background.
Yeah. So I was working a 9-to-5. I was, it was something I didn't like it. I would say most people would probably agree. I was just doing something I really hated. And I was working for a fitness company, and our main job, like what we did is we built products, we built online courses to teach people how to become personal trainers. Right. Mm-hmm. And we were working on one brand new program in particular. It was like the first main flagship one we had. And we put like our blood, sweat, and tears into this thing. And we built this product. It had like all the like bells and whistles of any like online course. I mean, it was like kind of like a next level thing we were working on. And when we finished it, I remember we handed it off to the marketing department to be like, all right, guys, let's go sell this one. And they were like, and they just couldn't sell it. Like nothing worked. Like I didn't know what a funnel was. They didn't know what a funnel. This was like 3 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. No one knew what a funnel was. And my colleague and I were working on this thing. And after we hand it off, we're just like, that's the worst news ever. Like we can't go sell this thing that we just worked on. And I remember like, I started growing frustrated, right? Like when like you put a lot of work into something, it's like not working, you just become really frustrated. You either give up, you beat it till it's dead, but in the meantime you become frustrated. And I remember I went home one night, like this thing still wasn't selling, and I go home, it's like 3 a.m. and I'm on Facebook, right? I'm like laying in my bed, staring at a ceiling fan, just like dead inside. And I'm on Facebook, and this ad pops up from Russell Brunson, right? Who I didn't know who was. I was like, who's this crazy corny guy, like with this weird image. But I read the ad. It's like weird marketing experiments to increase traffic conversions and sales online. I click in, it brings me to a funnel, which at the time I didn't know. And there's this man on there just like probably had 17 energy drinks, and he's just Russell going crazy. Oh, you need this. This is how you sell online. You need a webinar funnel. You need a VSL. You need a product launch. Let me show you how they work. Like all this stuff. And I'm just like, this is awesome. Like, this is how we're going to sell it. And I remember I was so captivated and intrigued by that sales message that I watched it for a second time. Now, let me remind you, I started at 3 a.m. It was like a 90-minute presentation. It's like 6 a.m. I'm like scratching at the chin now, and I just go straight into the office, right? And I go into the office, and I like bags under my eyes, and I just start writing on this whiteboard wall we have, right? Is that me? That might be me. I start writing on this whiteboard wall, and I'm writing all this stuff. And let me just, sorry guys, let me just make sure I logged out here. Okay. I'm writing all this stuff, and my colleagues come in and they're like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, we're going to sell this with a funnel. And they're like, what's a funnel? I'm like, don't worry about it. This guy, Russell, he's got my back. He told me what to do. Like, I know what to do. Like 3 hours of training, right? Didn't know what I was doing. And I started creating this thing out. And I remember I called one of our celebrity trainers who works in Hollywood. He trains like Hugh Jackman and Tyler Perry. And he basically gets people in shape for their next like Avengers movies, right? Yep. And I'm like, hey man, listen, I need you to create this webinar. We're going to write you the webinar pitch. You're going to just deliver. He's like, yeah, man, no problem. Sends it back like a week later, right? We throw it in this funnel, and I go to the marketing department. I'm like, hey guys, all right, like we got a funnel now. Like your way wasn't working. Just run ads. Just do that. Like ads, run ads. So they start running ads, and people show up for this webinar, right? They opt in, they show up, and we deliver this presentation. And I remember we got to the part of the offer, and we're like, all right, guys, time to go buy. And 5 minutes go by, no one buys. 10 minutes, no one. 20, 30, the webinar ends, and we had 0 sales. And like, not only did we bust our ass on building the product, I go on this like tangent to bust my ass on trying to market it, and it fails like drastically. And I remember just walking outside, and I was just sitting on the steps with like my hands on my head, just like another failure. Like nothing is working. I'm at a job I don't like. We built a product that's not selling, and I tried something that didn't work. Like just the trifecta of this is not happening right now. And I remember I walked back in. I'm like, you know what? Let's just see what happens. And I walk over to the computer and I press a refresh button, and we had our first sale for $7.97. First ever online sale I've ever experienced in my life. And it was at that moment, that's what brought this shirt, you know, which I can explain later, Freedom Fighters, into the mix. It was at that moment I was like, I felt free. I was like, even though we didn't generate a lot of money, it was that moment I was like, this can work. And I remember I walked in the next day and I quit. I put my 2 weeks notice in. I walked away from the comfort of my job, of a secure paycheck. And for the next year of my life, I basically studied the greats, the Mike Dillards, the Frank Kerns, Russell Brunson, Dean Graziosi, like Dan Kennedy, you know, God bless his soul, all of them, right? Just studying all of these people. And when I felt like I was ready, I created a profile on Upwork. And when I was on Upwork, I just told people, hey, I'm ready. Like, I feel like I'm comfortable enough. This caterpillar became the beautiful butterfly. And now I can deliver these services. And I remember I got my first job for like $100. And it was like, can you build me this funnel? And I'm like, yeah, duh. And I build the funnel and I get another job and I get another job. And then my big win, it wasn't until like I truly like started investing in this concept I call going for wins, was when my entire life changed. And that's what that funnel, that's what that $1 million in 43 days was about. It's with, I was working with a guy named Brian Page on a course, and my mentality changed from how can I get clients to how can I get wins for clients. And when I made that mental shift in my brain, we did $1 million in 43 days. And everything from that has just propagated and rolled over to something bigger, something from I'm partnered with people on Shark Tank to Bravo TV stars, building their funnels and their online marketing campaigns. And things have just it's been a humbling experience ever since. And that's kind of like my story in the last 2.5 years of doing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, for one, I've got a question, but before we do that, if you guys are watching live, the chat has been like so silent. This is the most silent anybody's ever been at the beginning. I think everybody's just been completely like engrossed in your story. So guys, if you're watching live, hashtag live in the comments down below. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay down there. Welcome everybody who's here. Frank, Arthur, Svetlin, Luke, Matt, Dave. How are you guys doing? Luke, what am I drinking? Diet Coke, you know me. Frank, Andrew, Jessica, Emiliano, Thomas, Bryce, Joshua. Awesome. I got everybody that I can see on here. So thank you guys for being here. Make sure to say hi down in the comments. Let us know what you're up to. And Shane, you're muted. But
All right, there
before
we
you
go. Is
ask
that
the
better?
question, no, what were you gonna say?
So before you jump into your question, I just wanted to, maybe you have the same question I have. It's not really a question. I think it's just more of a comment. And then just, wondering what Blake thinks about it. But how pivotal was that, or how important was that initial sale to you? Like that first online sale?
Yeah,
Whether it was like you said, whether it was $7.97, even if it would have been $47, how important was that to the rest of your success?
Was it $7.97 or $797?
$797.
Okay.
I don't think the price matters.
No, random off topic to this day. I get just as excited for a $2,000 sale as I do for a free plus shipping sale to this day.
Yeah.
Right. But to answer your question, it was an inflection point in my life. I was like living in this hum of like, just do what you're supposed to do and, live for the week, like whatever, live for the weekends. And like that moment, Bon Tran was the person that purchased. I'll never forget the name 3 years ago. And I was just going in this direction. And the moment that someone was willing to pull out we deliver a message, they go in their pocket, they pull out this credit card, they type in their numbers, they click enter. And I visually see that someone did that, completely changed their trajectory from this to like this. And like, it was the reason I walked in the next day and said, I'm going to go figure out this funnel internet marketing stuff, because it like opened up new veins in my brain to just be like, what is possible out there? And that one sale that happened right at that moment in time is I could like attribute to a lot of the reasons why I had the courage and almost like, the audacity to go in and just be like, I'm done. So
yeah,
I feel like a lot of us need that in our lives. There's a point in your life where you need to hear something or see something or something needs to happen at a critical point, because it inspires you to take action more than just like the inspiration of watching a motivational video and then coming down from it. It's the type of inspiration that's like, you're going to act on it. And that's what that moment had for me.
That is awesome. And you quit your job the next day.
Yeah. Boss was pissed.
Tell us, like, were you in a position to just quit, or were you just like,
no.
I believe I can do this?
No, 0%. I was broke. I was like paycheck to paycheck, like just no money, like nothing. Right. But like something inside of you at that moment, just like, you're going to figure it out. Right. And I treat, like I said, like if you put yourself in a position where there is no plan B, you have to make plan A work. And look, it sucked. Like a year of my life it sucked. It was like personal issues, like broke, highs. Like it was just like, it was my rough bottom moment. But it's also because of that moment, you're able to learn so much and know that there is no going back right now. You have like death ground strategy. The boats are sinking. Like you got to take the land. And that was the mentality I lived by. And it eventually works out if you don't give up on it.
That's wild. And it's inspiring, I think, for myself and a lot of people that are watching, I'm sure, just to see like the way that moment, just everything clicked. And so you went on Upwork. And how long ago was this?
I was on Upwork.
Have you adjusted your rate yet? I'm just kidding.
I think my profile's still on there. I was on Upwork. It was like 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, maybe. Like I was on right when I thought I was ready, right? Like I didn't want to go on premature, like, because anyone can look professional online, right? Like you can look like you're better than what you are. Like you can be anyone you want online. I didn't want to be that guy. I didn't want to be like, oh, I can build you your next $100 billion funnel. Like I wasn't there yet. So I was on Upwork probably for like, I would say a year. And it was this, like, I struggled to get clients. It was like, it's like, I'm like 1,000 people over here and 1,000 people over here, and we're all competing to do the same stuff. How am I supposed to stand out? Like, what makes me unique, right? Because I was a crab in a barrel. Like, how am I going to come out of it, right? And I switched this mindset because I was sending out proposals and stuff. I hated proposals. I was like, you spend 3 days on a proposal, and it's just like they ghost you, they shop it against you. It's just I hated it. And I was doing this. I'm like, this sucks. Like I didn't like if as someone that wanted to be like a funnel, consultant, this was not a good way to go. So instead of like sending out proposals and trying to like chase clients down, I switched that mentality from that to how can I just get like one client, one massive win? Like pretend it's my business and just focus on one client and one win. And it's when I made that mental shift that my entire business changed overnight. And that mentality shift is a big reason behind me putting the blood, sweat, and tears and turning that $1 million funnel in 43 days into what it was my part in that was because I went all in on it. I didn't dabble. I was like, I'm going to make this a win or I'm just going to die doing it. And from that, things propagate one thing after another. So yeah, Upwork was probably about a year of doing it, just trying to get jobs.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I think we've all done that.
Yeah.
On Upwork.
On Upwork, yeah.
Yeah, Upwork is weird. The competition there, like you said, is crazy. And usually you have to pay for the little currency there to use to submit proposals.
Yeah, you have to pay, and they take like 20% of what you make. I don't know if it's changed now or whatever. It's just like, I was like, this is not going to work. Like, there's got to be a better way to make some money. And then it wasn't the money. It was like, how can I come from a place of servitude? How can I help you win? Because that's going to reciprocate back towards me, like in some capacity. And that was the strategy I used. And that's what I preach to people now. Like when you're just starting out, like in whatever thing, whether you're in real estate, whether you're a fitness trainer, whatever it is, like I always preach, like get a big win under your belt. And that's what's going to escalate you. Like it's going to let you jump out of the barrel, out of the bucket that you're in competing with people.
Yeah. And we hear a lot of people like talking to people that are just getting started and they're like, oh, your time is worth something. Like this is worth something. Like, don't just give stuff away for free. I mean, did you work for free or did you work for next to nothing?
Yeah, look, I don't let ego and dignity get in the way, right? Like my time wasn't worth a shit. Like people are like, oh, your time's not worth anything if you're not making any money. Like, it's just the reality of it. Yeah, I worked for free. I did anything. I was like, yeah, I'm like, who am I to say I'm worth $100 an hour? I don't have a business making anything. I'm not worth anything yet. So I came from that mentality of like, yeah, like ego, go away because that's going to kill your business and your profits and your chances of success. And I was like, I'm just another dude trying to prove myself. I know I got skills. I know I have what it takes. I will do anything you need. I will design I'll try and design a logo for you if I have to, even if it's not related. But if you need help, I'll do whatever it takes to show you that I can at least get in with you. And that was like a big strategy. It was like, hey man, how can I help you? Like straight up, how can I help you in your business? Oh, we were looking for a VA. I got you. I'll find you a VA. Hey, John, by the way, like, I know you don't know this about me. Like, I hope the VA is working out, but I do a lot with funnels. And they're like, really? What do you do? And I'm like, well, let me show you. So like, I'll do anything for free because a lot of people won't. A lot of people they have too much pride and they're too proud to like, I'm worth so much. It's like, are you? Cause like you really got to sit back and ask, are you worth that right now? Because if you're not making a ton of money, like you're not worth that right now, but one day you can be, but it's about how you approach that strategy, how you go into it.
That's awesome. So was there like another kind of turning point or whatever where all of this effort really turned into wins? Because like you said, you were doing just about anything you could to get somebody a win. Like what was it that all of a sudden kicked that into high gear? Because like,
yeah, so when you get your first like big win, right? Like I wasn't picky. A lot of like people will vet, right? I understand the important process. You want to make sure it's a right fit. I get it. I did it in my digital agency business, but in the beginning, I didn't care. I was like, you're a startup, ground zero, barely have a product, no list, no sales, no audience. I'm with you. Let's do it. Like I had nothing to lose, right? So if you can make that a win, everyone's knocking on your door. Everyone's like, boom, boom, Blake, how'd you do it? Like you had nothing. There was no market. You guys have done 7 million in 2 years. Like, how did you guys do that? So when you have these like very like black and white wins from like nothing to massive, a lot of people start knocking. And then when they start knocking, you can take kind of a similar process you use and start applying it to the other businesses, right? And then when you get your second win and your third win, it's no longer like luck or this fluke. It's like, oh, that's an actual system that's working. And that's all I did. I just from e-commerce to generating leads to webinars. I mean, from application, you name a funnel, I've probably done it and probably have at least found a way to turn it into something successful because like I said, I just go for those, like, what can I do to help your business? And let me do anything I can to do it. So yeah, it propagates. I mean, you get wins, you get results. People want to work with you.
Yeah. And speaking of wins, you have a new group that you recently started that you have a very small price digital product that I don't think you make anything off, if I'm not mistaken. because I believe you were not taking the profits. Is that right?
Yeah. All donate to charity.
And this program, like I bought it and I went through it because I was like, all right, so like because I've heard of it, I'm like, I've got to figure out like what is this little product you just did and what's the goal here? Like it caught my like just having a small product caught my attention. So I was like, okay, what is this thing? And I started going through it and I'm like, this is gold. This is dude, it's freaking gold. Like, I mean, how long is the whole course? Like an hour and a half?
Yeah, no, first off, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, but yeah, my business partner and I, we worked hard on it. Like, yeah, we basically found a way. We didn't find a way. We didn't invent anything. When I was online, just to give you a backstory of the product, like when I was online and I was in the Upwork days and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I was engaging on Facebook. I was like commenting, "Hey, John, you need your dry cleaning picked up so I can build you a funnel," whatever it was, right? You generate this rich organic traffic to your profile page. Little do you know, if you're out there commenting and engaging and sharing and liking and doing all these things on social media, people are coming to your page, right? Yeah. And I found like I'm getting these friend requests, right? So I'm like, okay, people are coming to my page, but I have no idea, no way of like getting them inside of some type of system. And it kind of hit me like, and I didn't invent the profile funnel. It's been around forever. I was just like, how can we find a way to make it cool? So I just hooked up this system and basically was like, hey, like I can teach others how to do the same thing, whether you're in real estate, which it would be awesome for. If you're a digital agency owner, if you're a freelancer, if you're selling info products, physical goods, whatever it might be, you can always aggregate leads to eventually turn them into sales. So it was kind of inspired from that back in the day working on it. We just finally turned it into a course and we kind of distilled down like 20 hours of info into like 90 minutes because personally, like when I go through courses, I think a lot of people will agree. I hated the fluff. I hated all the crap that you don't need because creators want to market it as value add. We have a 70-hour, it's like a textbook publisher. It's like our biology book is 700 pages. It's like, that's not attractive to a student. That's miserable. So I was like, how can we find a way to make this really snappy, direct, and really good info? And my business partner and I, we just worked on it. We just like really organized this thing. So when we did deliver the content, it was really streamlined, like first video leads to the next. And ultimately the end result is to get up a funnel connected to your Facebook profile that helps you generate leads for whatever business you're doing.
And I have to say, it's a beast. Like I've seen inside of the group, you know what? We can
now I have to go buy it.
I told you it's amazing. Like
I have to go buy it. I have to go buy it because I use my I've always been really big on leveraging Facebook to generate business.
Yeah, I mean it's great. Like that's how we were. I was like, gosh, I'm not like doing anything. And like each day, if you're on Facebook, like watching a video, like people are coming to your wall, like. And it's just a good way to like automate a system. You'll bring in hundreds and hundreds of leads. Like you look back in a year from now and you could turn those leads into thousands and thousands of dollars in sales just by starting them from your Facebook. So it's like a really valuable asset to have in any type of business, whether you're a brand new business or an existing business, service or product, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And we actually have people already looking for information on this stuff. Is your group, is it group/Blake Nubar? Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Cool.
Yeah. It's really,
I'll put the link in here.
It's a $300 product, but if you're in the group, I give it for $7 and we donate everything to charity. So like every month I'll get on a Facebook Live and we go to a charity and we just write a check. I'll show the group the screenshot of all the sales, just, because I'm transparent like that. And we just go write a check and we pick a charity and we give back to the community. And it's not to profit from, it's to help others.
Yeah. And like the amount of people, cause I believe they have to, like they posted or whatnot in the group, like the amount of people that are creating these incredible funnels so like simply is amazing. Like, cause these look so sharp unless they don't follow the instructions. And that's kind of funny as well.
Yeah. One thing I've learned from years of selling funnels and creating funnels for people, they like to put their creative twist on it. I would have loved to like really express the method to the madness of the structure of the funnel and really be like, hey, try and stick to this. Trust me, it works. Like I've done this a million times, but ultimately at the end of the day, people want their freedom of creativity. And yeah, sometimes you get some funnels where I'm like, whoa, how did that happen?
And that's like one of the funniest things to see in the group is somebody will post it and you'll be like, That there's no way they followed the instruction.
Blatantly ignored all of the training materials. Like, I got this. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, and then you've got a ton of other people that are like, this is the first funnel I've ever created, and it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I had never even heard about some of the, I won't say the name of the tool just because we'll let everybody go there, but like that, there's a tool you use to pick like part of the theme.
Oh, you can say it. Yeah, I don't care.
All right, so the Canva color wheel, dude, I'd never even heard of this thing.
Yeah.
And it like picks the colors for you. I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, like that pinwheel, the color wheel thing. Like, a lot of people don't know how to use that. It's really easy to use. A lot of people don't know. They just look at this like pinwheel of like yellow, green, orange, blue. It's really simple. Whatever color you pick, the direct opposite is a secondary color that can match the theme. So that's all you have to do. Anytime you see that little pinwheel and you're like, oh, I want red, we'll just go across and know that that color goes congruently with the color you picked.
Shane, have you seen it? Are you familiar with what I'm talking about?
Wheel?
Yeah.
Maybe is this on Canva or something?
Yeah. Just type in Canva color wheel.
Yeah.
I've never used it. I make more trouble for myself because I typically like Google just
I'm not going to
color palettes or something, and then I get some big complicated thing.
I'm not going to pull it up, but you guys can see all the different people in the group that have created these funnels that just look like amazing. And that I think was the most mind-blowing part because people are like, this is my first funnel ever. And it's like, this looks so much better than the first 25 funnels I tried to create.
I think like 200 people have like launched their funnel, which has been mind-blowing because I knew I had to make it simple because if that was me in there, like I would want to be easy because the goal is to launch. And I teach that, like launch imperfectly. Like it does, we all fight it, right? We want things to be so perfect and we paralyze ourselves from moving forward because perfection will put you in a state of paralysis. And I'm like, just get it out there. Like get your plane off the runway. And then while it's rickety mid-flight, like get out on the wing and start hammering the wing together. And then that's how like businesses grow.
Right. It's so true. And I guess if somebody's a real estate agent or if they're a real estate marketer, like how do those two people, like how does this really help them for those who don't understand it yet?
Yeah. So if you're a real estate agent, right, out there, like whether, real estate agent, right? I have a couple of clients that are, you first, like to be successful online generating leads, you have to dedicate a lot of your time to becoming the marketer and not only a real estate agent, right? Like most people fail. The number one reason people fail online is because they don't become the marketer of their business. Anyone out there that's not succeeding, that can't get a funnel to convert, that can't generate sales, it comes down to that simple thing. You're not becoming the marketer. You might be a doctor or a dentist or a real estate agent or a plumber or whatever it might be. You have to either become it or have someone with you that will dedicate themselves to becoming it. So like if you're an agent out there and you're trying to get more leads or sell more, like more buyer leads, more seller leads, like whatever it might be, number one thing you need in your business is a funnel. If your funnel not go ahead, Matt.
If you guys are watching, let us know. Are you an agent or are you a marketer? Let us know down in the comments below. We'll make sure we speak to both of you, but like continue.
Yeah. So like you have to, step number one is you got to be willing to put on the marketer hat, like regardless, you got to learn it. Right. Cause like I give the analogy all the time, right? When it comes to online stuff, people think that it's when you say online business, it sounds easier than just business. I'm going to go start an online business sounds like an easier feat than I'm going to go start a business. And this notion of online kind of makes it seem like it's an easy barrier to entry, right? Which it is, but it doesn't mean the success is easy, right? Like I can't be, if I'm a real estate agent, right? If I'm a brain surgeon, I can't think that I'm going to come online and make money and retire without learning how to be a marketer. That's like me trying to say I'm going to go be a brain surgeon and it's going to be easy and I retire. Like the only way to have success is you have to really dedicate yourself to that career. So if you're a real estate agent, like you need to learn marketing. And the best way to learn marketing is just by going and doing it. And the number one like resource you could have in your business to generate seller leads, to generate buyer leads. If you're a real estate investor, right? You need a funnel up for your business. Like 1,000% you need a funnel because the game's changing, like websites, like you got Zillow, you have all these things, like a lot of real estate agents, what they did, like the ones when I worked with, they'd pay like $250 a month, $300 a month, and they would like throw their ad up on Zillow and like hope and pray leads come in. It's like, it does work, but it is not nearly as effective as a model anymore. It's just having an actual funnel up for your business to generate leads.
I actually met with an agent today who was being charged by Zillow $1,200 for 0.6 guaranteed live connections per month.
It's like
no guarantee they'd get an actual person on the phone. There was 0.6 like live connections per month.
Yeah, it's too passive, right? Like marketing is getting more competitive. Like it doesn't work like it did anymore. It's more and more saturated, more and more competitive, and it's just going to get harder and harder. Like you need to have your own funnel up for your business, and it's a simple funnel. Like these funnels are not crazy. Like I know people that don't even have a funnel that are creating lead ads where they don't even take you off Facebook to generate a lead, and they're crushing it. And it's like, you need some type of system in place that runs on autopilot. So when you wake up in the morning, you check your phone, you just have all these notifications of like new lead, new lead, new lead. And then as the agent, you can act on them by calling them, you know, setting up the booking, whatever it might be.
Yeah, no, that 100% makes sense. I mean, we teach a lot of lead forms for lead generation for real estate. But I mean, with what we're doing with what you're doing with the profile funnel, I mean, obviously you can't have a lead form for that.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can turn that into a real estate funnel. I mean, it's a simple real estate funnel. You can do a simple 2 or 3 page funnel, depending on if you want to put like Calendly inside. I found that like when I get rid of Calendly, conversions are typically higher because you scratch the itch. They go fill out their information. Oh, I'm going to book with Blake, June, whatever, like September 15th. And it scratches that itch in their head. And a lot of times they no show, they don't call, you can't follow up. So I found that like simple 1 page. First page, you introduce yourself, you let them know who you are, what you're doing, right? Get them to opt in, get their phone number, and then straight to the next page, the thank you page, is like a number for them to call you if they're a buyer in heat, or like if they have to like, hey, I need to get on the phone now, or you just follow up with them, and those funnels crush it.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think you just dropped like a really big value for anybody who's sitting there trying to over automate, which is something we hear all the time. Is people are trying to over automate the system. They're like, oh, we're going to get it to where the agent, all they have to do is just be at their office when the buyers come by. Right. And they've got the Calendly set up and they've got this integration and that integration. And like what you just said there, like you've tested it with Calendly and people no show because it scratches that itch that like, oh, we kind of want to look at a house,
Yeah.
and maybe the husband or the wife or one of them's on the other about like, we need a new house. And like, all right, I'll book something. All right, it's booked, done. Like mission accomplished. Like they got their win. And now they're going to not show up for the agent.
Yeah, because you close the loop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a lot better to leave it open, and 2 things happen. They either have to call you because they're like, I need to figure this out now, which is great. Your percentage of closing someone, like representing them or closing a deal, is a lot higher when you get someone to call you. If they don't call you, you at least have their number now to follow up with them. And now you put them like, you're like, hey, like, let's schedule this. How can we do it? It's a lot better solution, in my opinion, than to have them go like schedule on their own, because it's a very passive approach that way.
I love it. Are you guys using landing pages or funnels, or are you using lead forms? Let us know down below in the comments. Shane, you've been awful quiet.
You know what? I'm having my internet issue again. So
Are you? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And it's really distracting, right? This because you guys are kind of in and out, and I feel like if I'm going to jump in, I'm going to be in and out. It's just kind of like, but I'm just taking it in because a lot of the stuff that Blake, that you're talking about is all, things that we teach, things that we've talked about, to, other people, other marketers, even clients, right? It's like, yeah, like stop sending Calendly links. Like, what are you doing, right? Like, if they give you a phone number, call them up, pick up the phone, right? Like,
yeah. I think too, like, I think a reason to, at least for me, right? Maybe some people can relate, or maybe people are going to look at me and be like, no one does that. But when you're being able to automate something, and it keeps you in your comfort zone, right? It's like, oh, my business is automated. All my leads are coming in. I don't have to do much, right? It's when you put boots on the ground and you get your hands dirty and you got to start, being a gunslinger on the phones, it puts you in a state that's a little more uncomfortable. It involves a little more work, but the results are like 10x to anything else. And I feel like, at least for me, I remember I hated picking up the phone. I got nervous. I got anxiety. I was like, oh, I don't want to call. I'm gonna mess up. I don't know how to like close them or get them on the like whatever, right? And it wasn't until I just got over that limiting belief that things changed as well, because you got to do the stuff that no one wants to do, even if it means it's not fully automated. Like, who cares about? Don't worry about automation right now. I tell entrepreneurs that all the time. They're like, well, we have a business idea and it doesn't scale. Like, who cares if it doesn't scale right now? Prove to me that you have something worth scaling, and then you'll figure it out, right? And I tell people that I'm like sometimes it's not as automated as you like it to be in the beginning, and that's okay. It probably won't be, but eventually you can build out a system that leads into that. I like to keep things really like caveman in the beginning, like pen and paper, pick up the phone, let's get it. And then once you prove that model works, then you can start systematizing it, introducing tech and automating it.
You know, the other thing too is we only automate businesses because we can. That's 15 years ago. There's like, this wasn't available.
Massive companies have been built off pen and paper. Massive companies. Like, it's possible. The automation makes it more convenient, lowers your overhead costs, right? Because now you have technology replacing humans. So it's great. Like, you can use it to your benefit, but it shouldn't be automation first. It should be like boots on the ground, like whatever I have to do to make this work first. And then when you prove it works, you've proven you have something worth automating, then invest into like systems and platforms to do it. It should never be flipped.
Interesting.
My opinion only, right? There's a person next door that's probably like, you're an idiot. That doesn't make sense.
They're like, we crushed it that way right off the bat.
Yeah, that's just my opinion on things.
Yeah, it's just your opinion. Yeah, I mean, you're only like the fastest Duke Comic Club award winner ever. So
you're wrong, Blake.
You might know what you're talking.
People tell me I'm wrong all the time. I'm just like, all right.
Oh man. So tell me, because you're working with some pretty big names you were mentioned in the beginning. Tell us a little bit about your.
Yeah, I want to know the Shark Tank. Who's?
Yeah. So one of my partners, Kevin Harrington. Who? What's up?
Can you disclose who it is?
Yeah, I can't disclose the real estate. One of the big real estate agents I'm working with. You guys all know who he is. But yeah, Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank. I built his book funnel. We're partners on things. He has an awesome book called KPI, Key Person of Influence, basically teaching people how to like rise to be the authoritative figure in whatever it is whatever like industry they're in. Amazing book. Work with him on a lot of things. He's a great dear friend of mine. We do some cool funnels together. He was the original Shark. He was on the first 3 seasons of Shark Tank. Mm-hmm. And then, yes, I wish I could disclose other people, but some of my marketing idols that I grew up studying under are now like clients of mine, which is really humbling. That's because I would never imagine in like, I don't know, a trillion years that I'd ever work with some of these people that I work with. So it's been like a really cool experience to like see. And at the end of the day, man, like they're all humans. They're all people. Like, they're cool. They're not like, we tend to like put people on these pedestals, but when you get to know people, where everyone like they drink beer, they have fun, they do cool things too. Like, everyone's just a normal human.
They just have a lot more money than me.
They got more zeros.
They got more zeros.
They got more. I'll never forget it. A good friend of mine, Ted Miller, rock star, right? Used to work with Tony Robbins, like amazing person. I'll never forget it. We're sitting there and we're on a call. It's like me, Kevin Harrington, Ted Miller. We're working on some projects. And he's like, Blake, you know the difference between a guy that has, $1 billion and a guy that has $100 million and the guy that has 10 million and a million? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, how am I going to figure this answer out? Like, one of them's way smarter probably. He's like, nah, man, like, it's just a couple zeros. Like, that's all it really is. That's the only difference when it comes to that. And it's like, when you're not there yet, you like look at these people and you're like, oh my gosh, they're like brilliant. And sure they are. But at the end of the day, like, you have that capability of doing it. And when I heard that kind of story, I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, it's just it's a zero. Like, that's the difference. There's a human and a human and a human,
Yeah, if I could just get the bank to make an error with a zero.
It's like 5 extra zeros than I have.
A couple common mistakes.
Right?
I think when it's like more than 3 zeros, then it's like, you start looking up to those people.
Yeah.
So I guess my question there is, you're working with some amazing people and obviously you're doing incredible work. So how have you been able to acquire some of the clients that you're working with? Like, what have you done early on to acquire clients, and what have you done later on? And also, guys, if you're just joining us now, #live in the comments below. If you're watching the replay, #replay in the comments below. So back to that. In the beginning,
Olivia says they all have the zero you want.
Yeah, that's true.
Or something like that. The only zeros you want. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, leading back to my original like strategy, it was going for wins, right? Like when you look in the digital marketing world, it's not difficult to be someone you're not. Like I see a lot of people, you don't know who's a fraud, you don't know who's legit. Anyone can be a keyboard warrior and be like the most Casanova type person, like with their sales copy and stuff. And you never know if someone can truly fulfill. So
if they rented a Lambo or if they bought it.
Yeah, you just don't know. Like if you write good copy, man, it's not hard. Like, look, like unfortunately, it's not hard to trick people. Like marketing can be used for good and for evil, right? Like I like to stay on the good side. I see people on the evil side as well. It's how it is, right? You have some rotten apples in the crew. And the number one thing I tell people, and this is kind of how I live by, is like you have to get results for someone, right? Like if you get results, whether you're selling a product and that product gets some results, or you're selling a service and the work that you rendered gets results for them, that is the number one factor that I look for and people look for in me if they're going to hire me. And when you live by that mentality of like, hey man, I'm going to make you money. I'm going to make you money. I'm going to make your product successful. I'm going to make your product successful. You no longer have to chase clients down and they start selling you, which is the coolest phenomenon in the world. Because when my mentality was like, hey man, John, like I sent over the proposal, let's go through it. And it's like, I'm like selling hardcore on why you need to work with me. And when I hung up that phone and I picked up the phone of like, I'm going to make you money, it all changes. Like I had a client, and this isn't like posture or peacock. This is just to show people what's possible. Mm-hmm. I had a potential client call me like 2 weeks ago, and he's like, how can you build this funnel? How can you like create this campaign in this funnel for me? And I'm like, I'm just so busy right now, man. I'm humbled. I'm honored, but I don't think I can. He's like, I'll pay you $50,000 just for the funnel. And I'm like, I can't, dude. And they're like, they sell you. They're like, Blake, before you hang up the phone, man, just like, hear me out. Like, this is a great idea. And I'm on the phone just like, I'm being sold on why someone wants to pay me money. And it's the greatest switch in sales, because no longer are you like beating those down. You are having people literally practice to pitch you on why you need to choose them. And the number one way to do that is just go for wins. Get results for other people, whether it's your info product, your online course, whether it's your service, whether you're a real estate agent, like you sell house after house, like whatever it is. If you get those results, it doesn't matter. Your doors will be slamming down. You'll be like the iPhone, the Mac store or the Apple store, like Christmas Day, people just like waiting to get in. That's really how it works. Like that was a webinar funnel, right? Mm-hmm. Just the webinar funnel right there. I've had people come to me and be like, I heard what you did with the webinar funnel. Can you build me an e-commerce funnel? And I'm like, that's not even related. And no one cares. They're just like, you made like so many millions with that. Like then their brains just work where it's like, you can do that for me, which, you know, I would love to, but yeah, it's like, it doesn't even matter the work, whatever it is, like completely different. E-commerce funnel, real estate funnel, doesn't matter. If you get results, everyone's knocking on your door. And that's all I did, man, to be honest. I never ran ads. I never did any of that stuff. I just focused on what clients can I get results for? And if I get results, I would assume that people would want to work with me, and the assumptions were correct.
Jeez, that's funny, Matt. It sounds so familiar, you know, get results, leverage those, get more clients. Oh my God, no more cold calling.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I hated it at night. I was like cold calling. I was like, gosh, no one wants to work. It's like, forget this. Like, let's switch it up.
Yeah.
So you focused on getting people wins.
That's it.
Biggest mind shift.
Yeah. Biggest mind shift. Stop chasing clients. Stop seeing how fat you can make your bank account, right? Like a lot of people, most people online are broke. Like they're just not they're not making money, right? Like that's just the reality of it. You have very few people online generating true income. Other than that, everyone's struggling, right? And the way to like fix that is stop worrying about how much money you can put in your bank account right away. Start worrying about how much money you can make other people. And those people talk, and they have friends, and they talk to other people. And next thing you know, you become the person that has your flag on top of Mount Everest. And it's like, that's the go-to guy. Just go to him.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's interesting.
I mean, that is crazy. If you guys have questions, make sure to put those down in the comments below. Like I said, this is actually, there's so few questions compared to what we normally have. And again, I feel like it's because we still
People
have the
hate me.
viewers. So I feel like people are just like, wait, what? Taking notes. Like I've taken a couple notes here myself.
You're just
But,
being
like,
nice.
let's
No
talk
one
about-
likes my content.
I'd be interested to hear more about. Like, I don't know about you, Matt, but I keep staring about at the 2 Comma Club award. Tell us a little bit about that. Tell us the story. I mean, that's an amazing story, right? 40
Yeah, I
42
was
days to $1 million.
Yeah, so I was coming back. I was visiting family out in St. Pete. I live here in Orlando, Florida. My mom lives in St. Petersburg, and I was just visiting her. I was just, I was still at the time. My mentality just kind of changed, right? I had no clients, I had clients, but I was like barely getting by. And I get a call. I'm driving home, and I get a call, and it's Brian, right? And he's like, hey, man, like, I got this course. It's not like converting. It's not working. No one's buying it. 0 sales, nothing. And I'm like, this is my shot. This is like my chance. And I'm like, dude, like, I mean, you need a funnel. He's like, okay, like, do you know anyone that can build one? And I'm like, your boy's got you. I can build the funnel, right?
So before you get into that, how, like, I'm curious to know, the only online course I ever bought was through a funnel. Where do people sell courses otherwise?
I mean, you can sell them on like platforms like
Okay.
Yeah, and this was like 2 years ago. Like funnels were just getting
right. True.
Right, it's like website. Go to my website, and I mean, I think he was on Thinkific when I met him.
Okay.
Like just a Thinkific like sales page, right? Like send traffic to a website, hope it converts. Doesn't convert. And I was like, dude, I can do it. I can build your funnel. He's like, all right, man, let's do this. Let's partner up. Let's get it done. I'm like, done deal. And I just started building this funnel, and I'm like, okay, like, who out there has an online course similar to Brian, right? It's kind of biz op, right? Like new business opportunity.
That's actually a really good point that you bring up, because that's such a unique product. Like
very unique. The Brian's, he's sitting, the B&B, it's a rocket ship. Like it's a lightning in a bottle, right? Because you look at the market size of it, it's massive. You look at the opportunity the course provides, it's massive. Like it's a reason, like, Frank, because of that, I've been fortunate enough to like meet with Frank and Dean, and he's flown out with Ty Lopez and record videos, and like just Frank Kern, he was on with not Frank Kern, Grant Cardone show, like, a month ago. Yeah, you saw, right? And, so it's a great opportunity, but like I knew it was kind of biz op, but I also knew it was kind of real estate, right? Because it was like mending two worlds together. And I was like, okay, who's got similar courses? And I looked up Mike Dillard's had a webinar. I looked up Ty Lopez, Russell, of course, because Russell's got the webinar. And I basically found like similar products, right? And I started modeling what they were doing. At first I didn't. At first I was just like getting creative, and like none of it worked. Like nothing worked. I was like, let me try this. Oh, failed. No one opted in. Let me try this. Oh, no one opted in. And it wasn't until the moment I failed like 4 times, which, I forgot that part of the story. I started going after people that had success. I just started modeling what they did. So the one I ended up like looking closely with, if you go to that funnel to this day, it's most closely modeled after Sam Ovens and Ty Lopez.
Okay.
And those were the two people. I was like, all right, these guys know what they're doing. I know Sam's doing like, tens of millions a year. I know Ty Lopez I think his social media lead machine is almost over 100 million now. Or his SMMA is almost over 100 million. And I was like, all right, these guys, they got their stuff together, right? And I just modeled it from page to page. Like, how was their copy? Like, what was the flow? What was said in the video? How did the buttons work? Like, what are all the things you could do? And that was the funnel that exploded. And we had our traffic on point. We had Brian obviously being the poster child of it. And then I ran like the marketing side of it. And we just brought this like trifecta of a team together. And fortunate enough, we did. That's when we did the 43-day $1 million push.
That is awesome. And now, I mean, where's that at now? Because that was what, a year ago?
2 years ago, over 7 million now in sales.
On track for the 2.5x. Is that it?
Yeah.
On track for it. That is awesome.
So it's been an awesome experience. Like I would never imagine in like, a million years that like we'd be involved in a course that was doing stuff like that. It's crazy.
I'm curious, just for people that are watching and, you obviously tried a bunch of stuff before, and then you built this, got it up to $1 million, 43 days. what did you learn from that? Like, what if somebody wanted to go out and do this on their own? What would be, something that you would suggest that they would do, in order to, obviously, you went out, looked at everybody else's funnel, but there must have been something that just kind of clicked to make it work.
Yeah. So like, it's never one thing to create a successful funnel. There's a lot of variables involved. And I found that like, if even one variable is off, it's a house of cards, right? So like, after you're going through this process, you realize there's so much more than just the funnel. Like the offer has to be on point. And not only does it have to be on point, it has to be put in front of the eyes of the exact type of target market that's willing to purchase it. To sell the offer, right? The webinar, the messaging, that's everything. It's like what you're selling an idea, right? A webinar is you're selling an idea to someone and you're showing them what they can do, what they can have with my product, right? And you realize that it's not just one thing, it's about 15 different things, and they all have to work in tangent with one another for the system to be like optimized and really work. So I went through this like rock tumbler right away. I'm like, oh yeah, that doesn't work. Oh, well, that's awful. We got to change that. Let's change that. And then eventually, like after you just get beat up so many times by not quitting, you come out this like polished gem. And like, that was like the big takeaway for like anyone out there. If like you have a funnel and it's not converting or whatever it might be, it's because there's so many more pieces to it than just the funnel. It's either like your messaging is not good, like you're not talking to the right people, you're not specific enough. I have so many people that like they just don't know how to be specific, and you have to really laser in on a market, because if there's so many advertisements now, if you're not like lasering in on someone, you're talking to no one now. Like it's just we're bombarded every day with like, buy my shit, buy this, look at this. And it's like if it's not direct, where it's like, dear Facebook ad specialist spending over $100,000 a month with less than 2 ROI, like it has to be specific, right? And then I'm like, okay, I'm interested now, right? So there's just a lot of things going on, and like you have to be dialed in on each and every one of them to really make a successful campaign.
That makes sense.
We have a question here, Olivia. Let me find it here. She says, what's a good frame for a funnel? And then she puts for a course as well. I'm guessing that's as well.
Like Olivia, is she mean like a flow chart, like a type of funnel?
That's my assumption.
Okay, well, we'll just assume that until I'm off. It depends, right? A lot of it's on price point too, right? Like if you're selling a couple $100 course, you can get away with like a VSL or a sales letter, right? Like you have to sell, but it doesn't have to be as intense as like a webinar. If you're selling anything from like $300 to $3,000, you're going to want to use a webinar because it takes a lot more selling, right? You're either presenting a new idea, the price point's high, so it needs more selling, it needs more like nurturing. So I'd use a webinar. And if you're selling like a crazy expensive, like $5,000 type program, you have to change that selling environment. People want to know that there's another human that exists on the other end of that. And you either have to change the selling environment, pick up the phone, call people, close them that way, bring them to live events, whatever it might be. So a lot of that depends on price. And then that's the kind of structure you would use. So very tactical information. Below 300, probably get away with like a VSL or a tripwire. 300 to 3,000, I'd probably jump on a webinar. 3,000 plus, probably over the phone, or depending on if it's like a $25,000 program, in person.
Makes sense. And we got another. How do you find other people's funnels? That's an interesting idea.
Yeah. So there's a great tool.
Buy their products.
Yeah. So actually,
Olivia, are gonna have to go spend a whole ton of money now.
Ace, what was that tool? There's an amazing tool. Yeah. So site, SITE, colon, ClickFunnels, and then the name, right? Yeah. So hang on, we're testing. This is the best tool on planet Earth. Yeah. Okay. So site, SITE, and then colon, type in ClickFunnels, and then the keyword, the product type, the niche, whatever. Site, colon, ClickFunnels, real estate. It will bring up every funnel hosted on ClickFunnels that has that keyword inside of it. And you could just go funnel hack, right? One of the most amazing tools ever, and you can see what people are doing, okay? Next tool I use is ClickBank. ClickBank is the highest grossing funnels on planet Earth. The number one funnels on ClickBank are grossing like over $50,000 a day in sales, Okay. So if you go to clickbank.com and you click on the affiliate marketplace, it will bring like all of the funnels up for the different categories. And all you have to do to see the highest converting funnel in each category is you just go up to the search bar and you click enter. And it orders everything by how well it's selling. And I use that as a tool too to see like, okay, like if I'm selling a health supplement, I'll go to supplements, I'll go to the top, I'll click enter, and it brings me all of the supplements, and I just find a competitor and I look at what they're doing, and I'm like, okay, that's inspiration to build my funnel.
Dude, this is awesome. This site that ClickFunnels, like I've used a lot of ad spy tools like in the affiliate space, and I've never heard of this. This is hilarious. Yeah, I can't believe I haven't heard of this.
It's an unbelievable resource. Not many people know about it. But it's really killer when it comes to market research. Because guys, like one thing I really want to stress is the boring stuff, right? A lot of your success online is predicated on the amount of research that you do before you launch anything. Okay. It's the who are your competitors? It's like the college word of SWOT analysis too, like with your company and compared externally. And you have to figure out what are people doing? Where are their ads? Where are they running their ads? What are they saying in their ads? What are the images they're using in their ads? What websites are they marketing on? Like, who are they talking to? Who are they targeting? What's the demographics? What's the psychographics? There's like 1,000 things you really need to do your homework on, because I promise you, if you do all that boring crap, your chances of success online will be so much better than everyone that bypasses it. Because when I'm online, so many of my competitors, not even competitors, like so many people online, they just ignore, they skip that part. They're just like, let me just go build a funnel. And it just doesn't work because you're skipping the most important part of it. Go find other people doing what you're doing, examine it, be inspired by it, and use it as a framework to build your own campaign out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, we got a bunch of people gold. And that was, somebody asked, what was it? I think I missed it. So it was site :
So SITE : right, ... ClickFunnels, and then insert like keyword, product type, niche, market, whatever it is. And the like ClickFunnels has like the most funnels on planet Earth.
ClickFunnels.com. Yep. You do have to do ClickFunnels.com.
Yeah. If you go to ignite.clickfunnels.com/stats, you can see how many funnels they have launched. And it's like, it's a honey hole of competitors.
What was it?
Ignite.clickfunnels.com/stats.
Oh, let's see. Did that go to it went to a squeeze page.
Yeah, go to ignite.clickfunnels.com/stats.
Okay, cool.
Let me know if it works, because if not, they just changed to like, I don't know, 2 hours ago.
Yeah, it goes to ignite /
No, ignite dot.
Okay.
Ignite dot.
Get with it. What are you doing?
Ignite.clickfunnels.com/stats, and you can see like their data. That's like what Russell. That's what they have in the office.
My goodness.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
little secret ins we got here.
That is cool. Look at all the knowledge bombs. Oh, we got a great question, and it's up to you to answer it. Are you able to disclose what would be expected ad spend for a great funnel to do $1 million in sales? Yeah. So let me disclose this. This is my disclaimer. Mm-hmm. I suck at running ads. Okay. I suck at running ads. We come up with the creatives here because that's the most important. But in terms of like who to target, I have specialists. I'm like, hey, this is the opportunity. We can discuss it. But at the end of the day, do your little voodoo ninja magic and let's do it. When it's that question comes up the most, like, what's the budget, right? What do I do? And the answer is usually always the same, right? Like, first off with, once again, disclaimer, I suck at ads. You have to like work in tangent with Facebook's algorithm. You can't just like scale quickly. But anyone I've ever asked, like most ad experts are like, well, if it's working, you just pump as much into it as you're willing to just keep scaling it. Yeah. So like if you have a winning formula, like bet the farm and like until you start seeing a drop off or something happens. But like we don't operate by budgets. We operate by like return on ad spend and other KPIs, key performance indicators on like whether or not we throw more money into the fire or we divest and invest elsewhere. So I hope that kind of answers it. The budget on that was organic.
We didn't run ads to launch $1 million in 43 days. We found Dream 100 JV partners, not even Dream 100, JV partners to that align. Okay. So anyone that doesn't really know how that works, it's called a channel partnership, right? You have the technology, you have the product, but you have no list, you have no market, you have this amazing thing, but no one's looking at it right now, right? So you go find a partner that has your market, and you just come together and you split profits. So it's really easy for you because there's no like upfront capital investment, which is great. 2, the profit you make, you can pump into ads. And 3, you get to prove your concept. You get to find out right away if your idea is good and the people want it, or if no one likes it. So it's a very effective strategy.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I don't think anybody, at least I know, I'm speaking for myself, I had no idea that 43-day launch, the fastest ever, was going to be no ad spend.
0.
That's kind of shocking. I love it.
Okay, we have a question here from, sorry, Pat, Matt. We had a question from Pat here. Pat, what is up? Good to see you here again today. So, Blake, are you able to disclose what would be expected? Oh, he just.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You're gonna...
You know what? No, because I read. Hey, cheers, Matt. Cheers.
Did you like, did your internet disconnect for a second?
I thought you would have announced him.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
I thought you went all the way to the end, and I saw a couple of more questions there. I thought you skipped Pat. I'm sorry. I didn't.
Of course I didn't skip Pat.
No.
So we can just replay it. We can just start again. So disclaimer,
yeah.
I suck at it.
I'm an idiot.
Go.
Move on. I won't even say anything.
Ramiz is asking, what, in your opinion, is the best way to mix real estate with ClickFunnels?
A simple funnel, really. Like, it depends on what you want to do. You want to like attract buyers? Do you want to attract sellers? I mean, there's different like lead magnet ideas. Like some good ones are free home valuations, right? If you're selling, you want to know how much your home is worth, right? Mm-hmm. Gets people to opt in. Very popular thing, right? And you just get people to opt into your list. Very simple. Ask for their first name, last name, phone number, right? And then on the thank you page, you just let them know. Like if I, for example, you want me to run you through like a funnel, like you want to just tactical right now, run you through one?
Sure, do it.
Okay. So page 1, what I would do if I was trying to get types of leads, right? I would have some type of bait. What's going to attract my dream customer? Like it's a buyer or it's a seller, right? What's my home worth, right? Or forget it. Let's do buyer, right? Give them some type of bait they want, right? Whatever it might be. Looking for a new house. Market listing. Book me now, free booking to go look at houses, whatever it is that you want to do, right? First time, home buyer's guide, right? I would have a page up that basically states, you would introduce yourself, you'd be on video, you'd be like, hey, I'm Blake. Guys, what's up? I'm the local real estate agent here in the Orlando area. Because with real estate, what you probably want to do, it's geographic proximity, right? You're not going to like get on a plane and fly everywhere to like meet with people right away. You're probably going to have like a proximity region around where you live, maybe 20 miles, maybe 30 miles, maybe 100 miles, however froggy you feel. And I would be very specific. Hey, Blake Nubar, guys, I'm a real estate agent here in Orlando, Florida, right? I would make a video introducing myself and what I'm about and what I do and like what I have for you. And I would give them that. They'd opt in, first name, last name, phone number. The phone number is key because you're going to want to call them, right? This is where you can do one of two things. You can go to a Calendly page, which you have to test it, right? Does that work? Have them book a call, right? They get on your list, they book a call, they go to a thank you page, wipe your hands clean, wait for the appointment, right? Email sequence to follow up if they haven't booked their call, okay? Or you just go to a thank you page. Hey, Blake here again. Just want to say thank you so much for taking time out of your day to opting in. We're going to get you your dream house. In the meantime, guys, look, if you want to start looking today or whatever it might be, call that number above. That's my direct number, right? Have a phone number to identify if that person is a buyer in heat. If there's someone that can't wait, they're like, I need to find a house now. Like, I want to look, I'm ready, let's do it, right? Because like I said, it's a lot easier to close people like that as clients if they're calling you. If not, you still have their phone number, and whenever like you feel the right time is, probably right away because it's a hot lead, pick up the phone, give them a call, and let them know, hey, listen, just got your inquiry, right? And establish a relationship, right? It's that simple. It's like a 2-page funnel, and they crush it. And that's a funnel. And just like you guys were saying, the lead ads, they kill it too. You don't have to bring them off Facebook anymore, and it's like, boom, get all the information. So those are two effective strategies, really simple. They are not complex funnels and they work very well. The key to it is being very specific. Attention home buyers in the Orlando, Florida area, right? Like you're talking to me now because I want to move to Orlando, Florida. I want to live in Orlando. Like it's about being very specific.
Yeah. And it's really key for that now because Facebook just changed the rules for advertising to homeowners. Minimum radius has gone from like a mile to a 15-mile minimum. So you have to call those out. You have to call those out now.
Yeah. But that's what I would do. That's if I was real, I'd start with that and I'd be aggressive in my marketing efforts. It wouldn't be passive. I probably wouldn't pay many people like to be on their website. But at the same time, that brings back the whole like model what your competitors are doing. Go find other successful real estate agents, go to their Facebook pages, go to Zillow, go find where they're placing their ads and model it. Like see what they're doing. A lot of the successful ones right now are probably using either lead ads or they have funnels.
Yep. 100%. Let's see. What other kind of questions do we have here? I want to make sure I get to all of them. All right. We got Ramiz. Oh, yep. We got it. He thought we missed him. Shane, he was on the same page as you. Let's see here. Pat says, I'm here. Thanks, Blake, for the answering. Is there a group for JVing? You know, the best place to find them?
No, yeah, there probably is, but I have no idea, to be honest. What you would want to do, there's two schools of thought. It depends on time and money. Okay. I like to hire what's called an affiliate manager. It's someone that has all of the relationships and they go and book them for you. Like we did close to 7 figures just going that route with one of a totally different product because you have someone that has all of the connections and you have the product and they're like, okay, I got you. I got Bob Proctor. He's going to promote your offer. And you're like, oh my gosh, let's do this. And I got so-and-so to promote your offer. And they do all of the legwork for you and usually pay them a monthly retainer and a percentage of sales, right? Or you can go the other route, which requires no money basically, but all of your time. You have to go knock on doors and build relationships. The thing you want to be careful with route number 2 is that with route number 1, you're dealing with someone that already has those established relationships. There's no underlying motive. Like when my affiliate manager approaches someone, the person's like, hey, so-and-so, we love you. Like, yeah, what offers do you have for us? If you're doing it yourself, a lot of mistakes entrepreneurs make is they go build their product and they forget to dig the well before they're thirsty. And what I mean by that is they build their product and now they have this underlying motive and they go find partners without any relationships built. And the partners are like, dude, I don't even know you. Like, you never even cared to build a relationship, and now you're shoveling your product down my throat. So you got to be careful, right? Like, the best advice I could have is start building those relationships now. So when you do have an offer ready, they're open to it. They have their open arms like, gosh, Blake, like, listen, for the past 6 months, you've been so helpful on freaking the funnel. Like, yeah, what is that? I'd love to chat with you. What offer do you have? Maybe I can help promote it. Like, you have to be careful how you do it. There's a right way and there's a wrong way.
Okay. That makes sense. Let's see here. Kevin says he's been away. He's glad to see we're all doing well. Yeah. Thank you, Kevin. Glad you're back. Donald says, is it generally more difficult to get phone numbers for your leads? And what's a good cost per lead on that?
Sorry, Matt, just 2 seconds. Excuse me for a second. I just got to step away for 2 minutes here. I'll be right back.
No worries.
Actually, when we got, I literally rushed from inside the house into the, anyways, I'll be right back.
We know. No worries. But anyways, getting back to that. And I know you said you're not an ads guy at all, but do you have an idea offhand?
I'd have to like check on, I don't have an idea offhand.
Okay. Yeah.
When I focus more on the funnel side, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first question I can answer for you.
Yeah.
You have to test, right? A lot of the times when you're very specific, right? Like if it's like in the Miami area, leads should probably be pretty cheap. Under like $6. And that's probably still very high. Like you probably get leads for $2. And that's, if I checked, to be honest, it's probably pretty close to there depending on who's running your traffic. If your targeting's right, if your messaging's there, it depends. But with more substance on it, the phone number you have to test against it, right? You're going to want that phone number because you're going to want to get their information. If you don't, you have to follow up with like email, and it's just going to be hard. If you provide a ton of value up front, right? Something very impressive, something they want, not something they need, something they want, the chances of you getting their phone number is going to be a lot higher. Okay. And if you're very specific, if you come off like, if you resonate with me on a level, like you're a real estate agent in Orlando and I live in Orlando, I instantly feel more confident. I feel more like we have a connection because we share the same proximity. It's like, have you ever met someone that's like what school did you go to a specific college?
Nope.
Okay.
Community college. There we go.
Yeah, perfect. So if you know someone that went to where you went to school, right? Yep. Like you already relate so much better. Like if I went to UCF, like if someone's like, hey, I went to UCF, and I meet him in like Boston, I'm like, I went to UCF. I instantly feel closer to that person because we share that same platform together, right? That same university. So it's kind of like that, right? If you share that proximity, right, you're very direct and you offer something amazing, you shouldn't have a difficult time getting your phone number. And look, here's the thing. You need their phone number. If someone's not willing to surrender their phone number and they're trying to buy a house, they're probably not that good of a lead, and you're probably better off not even having them. Okay. You can even do what's called a reverse squeeze page. Basically, you give all the value for free right away, and then you ask, and then the opt-in appears, right? Versus the opposite, you ask for the opt-in, and then value comes on the back end, right?
Yep.
But yeah, you want quality leads. I'd rather have more leads or less leads, higher quality, than a ton of leads and they're crap.
Makes sense. Let's see. So Daniel says, Blake, when you said you switched from selling people to how do you get them results, were you still cold calling while providing this method, or you changed the prospecting strategy as well?
No, so when I made that mental shift, I just stopped everything. I stopped the current situation I was doing. I was finishing up a few projects, getting rid of a few clients that like it just wasn't working out, and I just spent every moment on one client. And like, look, I wasn't making money at the time, really, like a little bit. I was like taking odd jobs around the house just to feed myself, like just data entry. I didn't care. I was doing anything to make money, right? I stopped everything but laser focused one thing and didn't stop until it was a win. And the second you make it a win, that's when you can come out and start like turn it into a case study. Let the world know what you did for so-and-so. Your DMs, your PMs, everything's going to blow up with messages because people are like, I heard what you did for so-and-so. Like, can we chat about it? I got a business that's selling supplements. I'd love for you to do this for me. So that was kind of the strategy was simple. Laser focus one thing, get rid of everything else.
That's awesome. Let's see here. Pat says, amazing guest interview. One of the best I've seen on Whiskey Thursday. Huge value. Awesome. If you guys are getting value, let us know down in the comments below. Are you enjoying this? I see like 12 likes. Come on. What's going on? Let's see the likes and hearts and all that. Smash the buttons. Come on. Let's see some comments. Let us know if you guys are enjoying this. If you're like I think you are, and like me, you're probably taking notes and having a hard time doing comments at the same time because you're trying to grasp on every word. So hopefully that's the case. So Blake, why don't you tell us a little bit about, like, I know we briefly touched on your group and what's going on with that. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it and what you want people to know?
Yeah, so Freedom Fighters was inspired from everything has a story, right? Like you don't just come up with something out of thin air. It stems from some struggle, some pain, something happening. Mm-hmm. And Freedom Fighters was born out of the struggle of, not even the struggle, out of the pleasure of what it was like to actually experience digital revenue. Mm-hmm. And that moment we got our first sale online, the $797 from Bon Tran, who changed my life. It was at that moment, that 4 seconds of interpreting like what just happened, I felt free. I felt like, holy, I can do this. I can ditch this. I can find out what it takes to be successful online. So the brand Freedom Fighters started 3 years ago. It just wasn't, the inception of it was then. It just wasn't brought to true life until 14 days ago. And the whole concept of Freedom Fighters is we're on a mission to give people the hard truth of what you need to be doing each and every day to either fight for your freedom, and then once you have your freedom, you have to fight to keep it because there's someone working to steal it all from you. It's never over. It's either you're fighting every day to escape the 9 to 5, to live the laptop lifestyle, to buy the Ferrari in the mansion, or have the vacation time with your family and friends, or whatever it is, whatever freedom means to you, you're fighting to get it. And then once you have it, you have to fight to keep it. So the whole notion behind the group is based on that. And it's based on the fact that I'm going to give it to you straight up, like raw, cutting edge, like next level. I'm telling you what to do, whether you like it or not, because I think the internet, we're getting to a point in time right now where everyone's led to believe that this stuff is easy, that launching a successful funnel is easy, that building your online business is easy. And it's not easy. It requires a lot of work and a lot of bloodshed, and it takes sacrifice. And I'm here to tell you, like, you've been led to believe it was going to be dandelions and rainbows. And I'm the guy that's going to slap you in the face saying it's not. And the reason it's not is because if it was, all of the beaches would be closed off because people are sipping Mai Tais and pina coladas. And that's not the case. So the group is straight up raw information that you need to be successful online so you can have your definition of freedom. And I teach you funnels, messaging, offer. I teach you everything you need to be doing in your business to find that success online, whether you're brand new or you want to grow your current one.
That is awesome. That's like so well said. I don't know where to go from there.
So true too. Like I've got to say something about this because it's really true. Like when I got into this, it was, the idea of, sitting behind a laptop and working from home and, escaping the 9 to 5 and building this amazing online marketing agency and getting clients easily and all this stuff, just kind of, it clicked for me, but the way it was pitched to me was like, this is going to be easy for you. And it's been a struggle since the day I started, it's like 3 years and it's still like, yeah, now it's different. We're making money. We're okay. But every day the problems are just different.
Always different. That they never go away. They never go away. I want anyone to understand out there that if you want success, offline or online, pleasure and pain are next door neighbors. It never goes away. When you grow your business from $0 to $100 a week, you will have a whole new set of problems. When you grow it from $100 a week to $1,000 a week to $10,000 a month to $100,000 a month, at each step, there's a whole new set of problems. So if you don't have the stomach or the heart for it, this might not be the thing, all right? But at the end of the day, if you have the courage and the grit and the audacity and the tenacity and the resilience to no matter what, get up and keep moving forward and understand that pleasure and pain are next door neighbors and will follow you to the day you die, then this is where you want to be because there's no experience, there is no feeling of gratitude and success that you can have other than being your own boss and running your own business. You will have the highs of the highs and you have the lows of the lows, but at least you're not playing average anymore. You at least get to do stuff on your terms and try and build a business, but it's going to be hard, but it's going to be worth it.
I love it. I love it, man. So in the name of the group?
Freedom Fighters, launch your first $1 million sales funnel.
Wow. That's a bold claim.
Bold claim. We make bold moves.
There you go. There you go. So are you seeing any funnels that people are starting already where you're like, okay, I like that. That's got some sweet potential.
In 14 days, we've had 200 members launch their funnels to the world, which is unbelievable. Because like I said, I do like social media lead machine. I'm going to give it to you straight up. It's just the only way because I wish someone would have told me that when I first started because I could have saved 2 years of all the crap sifting through that just didn't work. And I wish someone was like, dude, this is what you need to do right now to have the best chance of success in 3 months, in 6 months, in 10 years, in 30 years, because there's no better time than to start right now. And if you do it the right way and you put the effort into it, you can do it. Like no one's smarter than anyone else. It's just who's more ambitious.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Well said. Well, you guys, it has been an awesome show. If you guys are still here, hashtag Trooper in the comments below. Let us know you made it all the way to the end and hashtag live or replay. Let us know. Did you make it to the end of the replay or did you make it to the end on the live show? Let us know. And if you enjoyed it, let Blake know in the comments, just blow up the comment section, all that fun stuff.
We got a couple people here. We got Kirk here says, just join the Freedom Fighters group and donated my $7 sake to learn from some more. It's awesome.
Oh, appreciate that, man. Yeah, you're going to be helping people.
Daniel says here, yo, I just want to say Blake is the man. Awesome. Pat says, Trooper, Joe Trooper. We got Sam Trooper, who else? Daniel, and Sam says he loves the content. Yeah, amazing. Tons of value here, and happy to have you on the show, Blake.
Pleasure, man. Pleasure's all mine. Humbled to be on, man. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, we're glad to have you. Hope to have you back in the future. And again, you guys, thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Blake, stick around for just a minute, and everybody else, take care.
Awesome.
Now I got to give it a second while I wait to see my hand on the replay and hit end live.
Find the button.
Oh, yeah, it's like 10 seconds behind.